Hey everybody, back for box 2 of my 2017 pickups. In this box we've got Doctor Strange all the way to Strange Tales, Superman. Looks like we ended Superman in this box. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, up first we have Doctor Strange 169. This is the first Doctor Strange series. I think they took the numbering off of Strange Tales. Not 100% sure on that, but not his first own series. This one right here, Doctor Strange #1, was his first own series. This one started in the 70s. I think this one's missing the Marvel value stamp, unfortunately, but it looks really nice. After that, we have a couple Dynamic Comics going back to the Golden Age here. This is Dynamic Comics #3. I got most of these out of an individual collection. A lot of these early Chesslers have brittle pages, and this one's kind of has that going on, but still a pretty rare Golden Age book. Here's a creepy guy cover. We've got Dynamic Comics #15 here. After that, we have this lizard dinosaur type of cover. Kind of cool. Dynamic Comics #21. The damsels in distress being saved. And last we have Dynamic Comics #23. This one's not as rare. It's towards the end of the run. Larger size issue. Still a cool book though. Back to the modern age, we have a Deadpool book here. Encyclopedia Deadpoolica. After that we have an Eternals #1. Next we move on to the Silver Age. We have Fantastic Four. Got 3 copies of #52. I stocked up on this book a couple years ago, bought a ton of copies. Well, not a ton, maybe 8 to 10 or so. These are all lower grade, 3.0s, 4.0s. So some of these I haven't acquired this year, just had them in my collection sitting around. But there's some price tags, and I even paid less than what's on the price tag, of course. But yeah, that was cool. After that, we've got FF53, another early Black Panther. Here is FF67, the Warlock Cocoon. Don't know if you guys, spoiler alert, don't know if you guys saw the Guardians of the Galaxy movie or not. But in relation to this book, make sure you stay after the credits. Up next, we've got 3 Firestorm #1s, first appearance of Firestorm. These are all pretty solid copies. Up next, we have a very interesting book. I have a note that I want to have this book pressed because, if you can tell, the whole book is water stained and wavy. You really can't tell that the pages have staining on them. So I want to see if heating the book up and pressing it, or however they do it, will actually help the book. Yeah, there you go. Look at that. I think it can be pressed out because there's really no actual water stains, and the book's pretty solid. It's just really warped. Of course, the staple has a little bit of rust, but I'd be interested to see how this book turns out. That's Flash 117, by the way. First appearance of Captain Boomerang. Up next, we have Flash 197. I think I showed this book in one of my other recent videos. I got it for $1 at Half Price Books around the time of Free Comic Book Day. So that was just a good find. Here's another Flash book. This one's a Golden Age Flash Comics. This is a really nice, solid copy. Well, mid-grade copy. But no major flaws, just general wear. After that, I've got 2 copies of Ghost Rider #1. Just a cool book with a nice cover. Let me go ahead and grab another pile. Up next, we have a G.I. Joe #21. First appearance of Snake Eyes, I believe. Then we have a Giant Size Defenders #3. Forgot who appears in this first. Maybe Warlock's counterpart, female counterpart? Or maybe I'm totally wrong on that. But it is a semi-key issue. Here is Green Lantern #40. I think this is the origin of the Guardians here. Kind of a cool issue, or cool cover too, with the original Green Lantern fighting Hal Jordan there. After that we have sort of the start of the Bronze Age here. Green Lantern #76 with the classic Neil Adams cover. This one's got some scribbling and stuff on it, but solid book still. After that is another book I think you guys have seen, Guardians of the Galaxy #1. Bought this one for 10 cents or so about a month and a half ago at Free Comic Book Day. After that is Gunfighter #6. Don't know if you watched my last video, but I mentioned that I downloaded the Let It Go app and found a guy that was selling some older comics. This one he didn't post, but it was one that he had as an extra one, and I picked up this one and a couple other books. I think another one you'll see in the next box. Got them all for like $25, $30, and I think this one's even worth more than that itself. So pretty cool. This is an EC comic book. It's a Western. You guys are probably more familiar with EC being horror and sci-fi books, but they did do Westerns too, and they're a little more valuable. That one's low grade though. Here is Hulk Annual #6. Okay, this might have been the one that I was getting confused with. This is some Warlock thing, but another semi-key issue. After that we have Incredible Hulk #92. Another one of the issues that I picked up at Free Comic Book Day. The first Planet Hulk storyline issue, where he gets sent to Sakaar, or Scar, whatever the planet is called. Great storyline. Next up we have Iron Man #128, the classic Demon in a Bottle cover. I know they've made like a sculpture or a bust of this cover in 3D format. Good book though. After that is another Iron Man. It's 282, the first appearance of War Machine. I picked up another copy of this one, which I'll show you guys later, but gonna have that one graded actually. Next up is a Golden Age book, Journey into Fear #14. Just a cool little skeleton trial cover. Here's another interesting book. This is Lobo #2. I think this is the first African American character to have his own series. Not the first issue though, second issue. But a cool historical book to have. Next up is a high-grade copy of Marvel Premiere #19. Semi-key issue. First appearance of one of the characters, supporting characters here. Forget her name right now though. After that we have the first Werewolf by Night, which was Marvel Spotlight #2. 2 copies of this, around the same grade, 7.0 or so. After that we've got first black costume Spider-Man here, Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars #8. Next up is a Metal Men #1, low grade copy, but their first series, so moderately valuable. Let me go ahead and move some of these out of the way. Alright, next up is Miracle Man #23. One of the later issues, the Silver Age series. Well, it's not from the 60s, but that's just what the storyline is called. Gaiman book. We have Miss Marvel 17, 2 copies of that. Early Mystique appearance, or part of that storyline. Then we have New Gods #7. The price on this book has been falling recently. I'm not sure if that's because the Steppenwolf guy or whoever it is that appears in this is not actually in upcoming DC movies or what's going on, but still a first appearance of a potential movie character. After that, we have New Mutants Annual #2. Another one that I picked up at Free Comic Book Day. I think this is the first Psylocke, maybe. Good key issue. After that, we have the first New Mutants. I have 2 copies of this, and I believe that both of them are first prints, which is pretty awesome. Because this book's a lot more valuable than I expected it was. I think a 9.0 sold the other day for like $150, $160. These are probably 8.0s. Cool large size graphic novels from the early 80s. Alright, next up we have some new Teen Titans books. We have issue #2, which is the first appearance of Deathstroke. Then we have 2 copies of issue #44, which is the first Nightwing. Right there. This old costume. We have another modern book that I actually don't know anything about. I know it was higher up there in value up until recently, but still a pretty cool Kirkman book that I've heard some good things about. Next up, we have some more Golden Age books. Some of my favorites. Planet Comics #40. The cool Sci-Fi cover. This one looks really nice. It just has the paper loss here and there. After that, we have another sweet comics or Planet Comics issue #54. Followed by one more, which is my favorite of the 3. Planet Comics #63. Just a lot of cool stuff going on in this cover. This little alien guy peeking out here, and this drill boring through the city there. Next up, we have Power Man and Iron Fist #66, which I believe is the first or second appearance of Sabretooth. Next, we have a first printing of The Punisher Kills the Marvel Universe. Cool book to have. They did reprint that one, I think, in the late 2000s, 2008 maybe. Here's a Rampaging Hulk magazine. This is #1. It's a large size book here. I think the interiors on this are black and white also, or maybe on all the magazines for Rampaging Hulk. Next up, we have some Golden Age Wonder Womans. First, Sensation Comics #45. Then we have Sensation Comics 47. And last, we have Sensation Comics #77. All these Wonder Woman books have gone way up in value. Following the last Batman vs Superman movie and her current movie that's out right now. I just saw that one last week, actually. Didn't really like it too much myself, unfortunately. I did really enjoy the Guardians of the Galaxy movie that came out last month. Alright, next batch we have a Sergeant Fury #1. Another book that's gone up in value, like most other keys, in the past 4 or 5 years. We have a low-grade Shazam #1. Nothing special there. Cool 1970s book, though. I have a really cool... I love the colors on this book. Shock Detective Cases #20. Sorry for all the glare. You can't really get the best view, but it's just really beautiful. That might be an LB Cole cover. I'm not 100% sure, though. Here's another key appearance here. We have First Adam Strange. Showcase #17. Very low-grade book. And we have the first appearance of Metal Men. You saw Metal Men #1 earlier, but this is Showcase #37. The first appearance of the Metal Men. Following that, we have Silver Surfer #1. Not the first appearance of the Surfer, but first in his own series. Beautiful artwork. We have Silver Surfer #18, the last issue of the series, I believe. Now we have a modern Silver Surfer. This is #44. And I think this one is the first appearance of the Infinity Gauntlet. Next up is Skyrocket Comics. This is a Golden Age book. I think it's from the 40s. Well, yeah, it's got a World War II cover. Just a one-off issue. Let me take that out of the Mylar so there's less glare. This is Spotlight Comics #3. I think this one's got a few dots of restoration on it, but another rare Chesler from the 40s. After that, we have a few Star Wars books. We have #1, some mid-grade copy. Unfortunately, not the 35-cent variant. And we have the first Boba Fett in comics, Star Wars 42. We have the classic Boba Fett cover next, #68. So yeah, that's most of the Star Wars keys from that run. We have a cover that I really love, Strange Adventures #4. Just really cool invaders from the Nth Dimension with their rainbow shovel digging up the city. Next up is another really awesome cover, Strange Tales #29, The Old Witch. Love those yellow Strange Tales covers. Another cool Strange Tales cover, #32, where he turns into a tree, or the tree takes over him, however you want to look at it. Alright, continuing on with the last pile, we have Strange Tales #47. This is one of the rare books of the run. It's got a cool orange cover to it. Next up is Strange Tales #67. This book actually has some interesting history. I think there might be a prototype for one character in here, but in the previous issue, Strange Tales 67, the cover artist was Joe Manili. I think he might have done some of the interiors as well, but they had to have Joe Sinnott, however you pronounce his name, or another artist, take over for the book because Joe Manili, he actually passed away. He was killed in a commuter train accident. He had forgotten his glasses and unfortunately was killed. So just some interesting Marvel history. I think Stan Lee has said himself that if Manili had lived, he would have been another artist on par with Jack Kirby. So unfortunate that he had to pass away. Next up is Strange Tales number 99. Just a cool monster cover. We have 2 copies of Strange Tales 111. I believe this is the second Doctor Strange and the first Mordo, one of his villains. After that, we have a few more Strange Tales books from the Bronze Age with Warlock, 178 and 179. 2 copies of those. After that, we have Suicide Squad number 23. I think this is the first appearance of Oracle. Strangely enough, this is the first copy of this book I've ever owned, but glad to have it. After that, we have another more obscure key issue, Superboy number 89, first appearance of Mon-El. I'm not sure. I think he might be trapped in the Phantom Zone actually in this issue, but he eventually comes back. Now we have some more Golden Age books. First up is Superman number 34 with the classic red cross cover. I might have that one CGC'd. It's about a 4.0, maybe a 5.0. Same thing with this one. Pretty nice book. Superman number 40. Here is Superman number 63. This is another $75 book that I got on the Let It Go app. Haven't seen any other books like this at all on Let It Go, and I've checked many cities, so you may get lucky, but who knows. Just like Craigslist, I suppose, or anywhere for that matter. Here is Superman number 72. Kind of a classic cover, for me at least. After this, we have Superman 77. Kind of a cool cover too. Superman in shock. And the last 2 issues for this whole box are 2 copies of Superman 233, the Chain Breaker, Kryptonite chain breaking cover. Neil Adams cover, I think. This is Superman 233. Well, that's it for part 2 of my 2017 pickups. I'll be back tomorrow or the next day for box number 3. Thanks for watching.